Hey, what's good everyone? I hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is going to be about Pimp C and Larry June because Pimp C's character did not die. They simply recycled his character and created this new character called Larry June. And as you guys can clearly see, this one is extremely obvious. Like, I really don't have to say much for this one. Right away I'm sure everyone can see this one. There's no denying it. It's incredibly obvious. And if anyone tries to deny it, it's just because they're attached to one of these celebrities. A lot of people think that Pimp C was real, and he's not. Just like every other celebrity, he is also a character on the world stage, and he fulfilled his role on the world stage. So they removed his character, but as always, they recycled the character because they know people love it. People are in love with that character, so that's why they recycle them, because they know that if they recycle that character that everyone loves, they're going to love this new character as well. And that explains why Larry June is getting so big right now. But he's still kind of underground because a lot of people don't really know who he is unless you're from California. And that reminds me a lot of Pimp C because Pimp C was not mainstream either. He was really big, but he was mainly just big in southern states like Louisiana, Texas, stuff like that. So both of these characters have a lot of similarities. As you guys can see right here, they dress so much alike, from the hat to the glasses. And, you're going to see later on in this video, I'm going to show you guys a lot of similarities with these characters. But other than that, their facial features are exactly alike. They didn't really change much with this one at all. This new character, Larry June, he's just skinnier and that's about it. Everything else looks pretty much identical. They don't have to change much when they recycle these characters because most people are so naive and they're not open-minded to the fact that they can be getting deceived in plain sight. But anyways, here's some more really good comparisons. They look exactly alike. This is basically just a younger version of Pimp C and he's skinnier. That's pretty much all they did. And even their voice is exactly the same, man. I was listening to some of Larry June's songs and he sounds so much like Pimp C. Even the style of music is very similar, and his name is Pimp C because supposedly he's a pimp, right? And Larry June makes pimp music as well. So there's just so many similarities, man. They put this one right in our face. And even with younger pictures of Pimp C, you can still see the resemblance right away. This one is a very easy one to see. But like I said, a lot of people are attached to celebrities and they can't accept the fact that their favorite celebrity has been deceiving them this entire time. And people love to defend death fakers even more because they think that they're actually real people that died and people get sensitive about that type of thing. But that doesn't matter because these are characters, you know what I mean? It's like when your favorite character in a movie dies, obviously you're going to be sad because you love that character, but at the end of the day you're not actually going to be sad because you know that it's just a character and it's not a real person. So that's the same thing that they're doing with these celebrities. But yeah, I made a lot of side to side comparisons so that you guys can really see the resemblance because they look exactly alike, especially in this comparison right here. It's completely undeniable. Their eyes are exactly the same. The nose is the same. The mouth, everything about these characters is the same. So now let's get into all of the connections because there's so many connections with this. So I was very surprised when I saw that Larry June has a lot of connections to Texas and Louisiana. So the first connection we're going to get into is the fact that Pimp C is part of the hip-hop duo UGK. And UGK stands for Underground Kingz. And the other person in that group was Bun B, right, as you guys can see right here. And the origin of this group is Port Arthur, Texas. And that's pretty close to Houston. So you're going to see a lot of Houston connections in this video. So make sure you guys watch this video all the way to the end because there's so many connections with Houston and Louisiana. But anyways, like I said, Bun B was in this group with Pimp C. So what are the chances that Bun B has a song with Larry June, you guys? Like, this is mockery in plain fucking sight, man. Like, I can't express to you guys enough how obvious they made this one. Like, the fact that Bun B literally has this song called Deuces in the Wind with Larry June. Like, this is just mockery at its finest, man. Like, they put this shit right in our face. And a lot of people won't even notice because, like I said, you know, people from Texas don't really listen to people from Cali, and people from Cali don't really listen to people from Texas. You know, it's two completely different cultures. So people from Texas don't even know who Larry June is, and people from Cali don't really listen to Bun B and stuff like that. So this is a major connection, the fact that Larry June has a song with Bun B, and Bun B was in this group with Pimp C. But anyways, moving along, some more mockery is that on the album cover for this song, Bun B is literally wearing an R.I.P. Pimp C shirt, and Larry June is on this song. So the truth is always in plain sight. And now let's get into the pimp connections because Larry June makes a lot of pimp references, which is very ironic because his other character is Pimp C. Like for example, Larry June has this song right here called The P, and P is short for pimp. So that's a major connection right there. You know, and as you guys can see, his name is Pimp C. And Pimp C is very big in Houston, Texas. You know, even though he's from Louisiana, his group is from Texas. So that's why a lot of people from Texas love him and UGK, right? So isn't it funny that in this song, The P from Larry June, he says, "Meet me out in Houston." So I'm going to play that for you guys right now. And pay attention to his voice because he sounds exactly like Pimp C.
Meet me out in Houston, my life's so therapeutic.
So he said, "Meet me out in Houston," which is a major connection because, like I said, Pimp C and his group UGK are very big in Houston, Texas. So Larry June is just putting this one in plain sight. And if you're familiar with Pimp C's voice, you can tell that he sounds exactly like him. You know, I can't play too much of the song because I don't want to get copyright. But if you guys want to understand what I'm saying, go listen to Pimp C and then listen to that song by Larry June, and you're going to be shocked at how much they sound alike. But anyways, another major connection is the fact that Larry June has this music video with Trae the Truth. And in case you guys don't know, Trae the Truth is from Houston, Texas. So that's another major connection right there. And I believe Trae the Truth has a song with Pimp C. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. But if he doesn't, I do know that they have some sort of connection. I don't know if they had a beef or anything because I'm not really familiar with them. But I think this is Trae the Truth in this song. You know, I did do a little bit of research and I think they did have beef or something. But either way, the connection is there because Trae the Truth is from Texas. And Larry June has this song with Trae the Truth. And then here's some more mockery because Larry June has a picture in front of this car right here. And if you guys don't know, in Houston, Texas, they get rims like this. This is a big thing that they do in Houston. So the fact that he's even taking a picture in front of this car is a big hint at the fact that he's Pimp C. You know, he has a lot of connections to Houston, which is very strange for a San Francisco, California rapper, you know what I mean? Because even the fact that Houston Style magazine was promoting one of his albums and he wasn't even that big back then, so that's kind of weird. And then Larry June performed at the House of Blues in Houston, and the Houston Press even made a whole article about it. You know, he performs in Houston a lot. I even looked at his upcoming tour, and he has like 5 or 6 dates in Texas. But anyways, now let's get into all of the Louisiana connections because Pimp C was born in Louisiana, so he has a big fan base in Louisiana as well. So right here we got Pimp C with Kevin Gates. And this is a major connection because for some odd reason, Kevin Gates and Larry June are close. You know, right here they're on FaceTime. And they even have an unreleased song together, as you guys can see right here. If you look it up, you'll see that Kevin Gates played their unreleased song on Instagram Live. So they do, in fact, have a song together. So this is just mockery, man. This is a major connection. You know, the fact that Pimp C was close to Kevin Gates and Larry June is also close to him. And if you guys haven't seen my Kevin Gates video, make sure you guys go check that out. I'm going to put a link to that in the description below. So right here it says that Kevin Gates is from Louisiana and Pimp C is also from Louisiana. But the weird thing about Pimp C's place of birth is that he's from Crowley, Louisiana. And when I seen this, it stood out to me right away because there's this guy called Aleister Crowley and he was very evil and he did a lot of evil things. You know, I'm not going to speak too much about him because I can make a whole video about him. But I just wanted to point that out because Crowley was a very evil person. So I find it interesting that Pimp C is from Crowley. But anyways, I wanted to point out that him and Kevin Gates are from Louisiana because I noticed that Louisiana equals 38, just like rapper and killing. So clearly Pimp C was from Louisiana, and that was scripted because Louisiana equals 38, and then Pimp C ends up dying, and death equals 38, just like killing and rapper. So I wouldn't be surprised if other rappers from Louisiana end up dying. You know, Kevin Gates might end up faking his death, and I believe I talked about that in my Kevin Gates video. But anyways, another big connection with these two characters is the fact that Pimp C faked his death in West Hollywood, California, and Larry June is from California. So even though he's from San Francisco, which is the north part of California, and Pimp C died in the south part of California, you know, it's still a big connection because he dies in California, and then Larry June is born in California. But yeah, it's also weird that he died in Hollywood. You know, they film a lot of movies in Hollywood and shit like that. So that's kind of weird that he died there. But anyways, let's get into some more connections with Larry June and Louisiana and Texas. So right here it says that Larry June has toured with musicians such as Cousin Stiz, Berner, Currensy, and Post Malone. So Currensy stood out to me because Currensy is from Louisiana and Pimp C is from Louisiana. And then he also toured with Post Malone, and Post Malone is basically from Texas. You know, he moved to Texas when he was 9, so he's basically from Texas. And either way, I made a video about Post Malone. Make sure you guys go check that out. I'm going to put a link to this video in the description. And Post Malone's base character is Hank Williams Jr., and he's from Texas. So either way, this is still a big connection to Texas and Louisiana. So this just goes to show that Larry June has a lot of connections to Texas and Louisiana, which is very ironic because that's where Pimp C is from. Alright, so now let's get into the scripting of Pimp C's death, because his death was very scripted. One thing that I noticed with a lot of death fakers is their birthdays are very close to the day that they died. So for example, right here, Pimp C was born December 29th and he died December 4th. So he died very close to his birthday. So he died 25 days before his 34th birthday, and that's a very crucial thing to point out because that means he died at 33. And as you guys know, masonry equals 33. And I'm going to get into all the 33 connections right now. But first I want to point out the fact that he supposedly died from an overdose. And his real name is Chad Butler. So I noticed that Chad Butler and overdose both equal 40 in the same cipher. And then I noticed that Larry matches up perfectly with rapper and killing. So his name is very scripted as well. And he might also fake his death. You know, once a death faker, always a death faker. So there's a good chance that he's going to fake his death. And I made this video called The Dark Truth about why rappers keep passing away. And my biggest point in that video was that killing and rapper both equals 74. You know, so a lot of rappers that end up dying equals 74 in some way, shape, or form. So that's why I find it interesting that Larry equals 74. Alright, so now let's get into all the 33 connections. So Pimp C faked his death at 33. You know, very scripted. You know, Jesus died at 33. Nipsey Hussle fakes his death at 33. You know, a lot of death fakers die at 33. And they do that because masonry equals 33. And orange is the only color that equals 33 in gematria. So you're going to see a lot of symbolism with orange because orange is involved with masonry. So the first big connection here is that Larry June has a song called 33 and he's wearing orange on the cover. So this is a major connection because not only is this a connection to masonry, but this is also a connection to Pimp C because Pimp C died at 33. So kind of ironic that, you know, Larry June would have a song called 33. But anyways, moving along, here we got some more orange symbolism. Here's an album from Pimp C and he's wearing orange. And Larry June has a lot of orange symbolism you're going to see throughout this video. You know, right here he's drinking orange juice. He even uses the orange fruit because the orange fruit is also called orange and it's orange. So either way you put it, it equals 33. And then here we got Pimp C wearing orange. And then Larry June is sitting on an orange chair and he has an orange San Francisco hat. And then here we got Pimp C wearing orange again. And then Larry June literally has an album called Orange Print. And there's an orange right here. And then here we got Pimp C, and I think this is Winnie the Pooh. And I'm not sure if Winnie the Pooh is orange or yellow, but it looks orange. So moving along, here we got Larry June with an orange San Francisco hat again. And then he has an orange circle on his shirt. And then here's a younger picture of Pimp C wearing orange, of course. And then Larry June again with that same shirt and hat. And he even has an orange in this picture. You know, you're going to see that he has a lot of pictures with an orange, like right here. You know, for some reason, this character is very obsessed with orange. You know, damn near every single picture, you're going to see orange in it. It's very weird. You know, right here, he's throwing an orange in the air. And in the background, there's orange paint as well. Then right here, he got an orange on his shirt. And then he has this album called Cooks and Orange Juice. And of course, there's orange right there. Then he has this album called Orange Print. And there's an orange right there. Then he has this album cover. And he literally has all these oranges in the trunk. You know, all of this is very symbolic. Then he has this song or album called Good Job. And there's an orange in his mouth. And then he got this picture with all these oranges. Then he has this album cover called Orange Season with all these oranges again. And then here he is with an orange again. And this thumbs up is also very symbolic. You know, I mentioned that in my symbolism video. Make sure you guys go check that out. That's a big hand gesture that they use, and they get away with it because we're so programmed to believe that it just means, you know, good job and stuff like that. But it's a deeper meaning to it. You know, right here he's doing it again, and he has an orange watch, and he's drinking orange juice once again. And then here he is doing that same symbolism, and he has two oranges again. And then right here he's doing one-eye symbolism, plus this hand gesture right here, and he got orange in the background. And then here he is with an orange bike. You know, it's just so much orange with this character. It's very strange. You know, it seems like he's very obsessed with that symbolism. He even has this album called Orange Print. And I'm not sure if this break is orange, but it might be. It looks kind of yellow, so I'm not sure. But moving along, he has this song called Rock Band, and it's an orange guitar on the cover, you know, of course. Then he has this album called Numbers, right? And like I was telling you guys, orange equals 33 in gematria, so he's letting us know that the reason he's doing orange is because orange equals 33. So he's putting it in plain sight right there. And he even has orange juice in this cover. And I'm not sure if that's an orange beanie, but it looks orange as well. And the funny thing about this cover is he looks a lot like Pimp C right here. But anyways, moving along, he has this album called Keep Going, and it has like an orange 6. And then this car in the background looks like it has an orange interior. And then he has an orange towel right here. And once again, I'm not sure if this is an orange interior, but it looks like it. And then he used to go by the name Young June with a 3 as the E. So he's letting us know that he's using that 33. And that's why he's using orange so much. Because like I said, orange equals 33. And notice that he's doing one-eye symbolism in this cover as well. And it reminded me of this Pimp C cover right here because he's also doing one-eye symbolism. And then last but not least, he has this album called Organic Pimping. And it's all orange all over the place. And he's making orange juice on the cover. But this is all mockery because it's called Organic Pimping. And his last character was Pimp C. So yeah, so many connections with this. You know, I could keep going on and on with all the orange symbolism that this character has. And with all the Texas and Louisiana connections that he has. But I'm going to end it right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content that is not allowed on YouTube. The link is in the description below. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'm out.